G'day and welcome to the Person Best Trainer module on weight loss. It's important that we provide a consistent message to our clients with regard to weight loss. Today we're going to cover three aspects of effective weight loss, they being nutrition, exercise and mindset, although mindset aspects only will be touched on briefly in this presentation. Personal Best is about optimal performance and health rather than weight loss specifically. Weight loss is a byproduct of creating optimal performance for our clients. This is an overall solution. It differs from some programs that say you can't eat carbohydrates after 2 o'clock, or you can't eat bananas, or you have to do a particular type of exercise and other crazy stuff like that. Keep in mind, everyone is different. One plan may not work for another. So you may need to change the program to suit a particular client to get them the results they desire. Note that within this presentation, I refer to calories as opposed to kilojoules, simply because calories are a little bit more user-friendly for most people. But just keep in mind that 1 calorie equals 4.2 kilojoules in the conversion. Now, the notes in this presentation are taken from the book Weight Loss in a Box, which is available at yourbestlifenow.com.au. Let's talk about basal metabolic rate first. You can assess how many calories your body requires by calculating your BMR. Your BMR is the amount of energy, that is calories, that your body needs to function and maintain itself. Your BMR is made up of your basal metabolism, your digestion, and physical activity. The basal component is influenced by your weight, height, age, and sex. The digestion can range anywhere from 10 to 15%, and that is basically the energy needed to metabolize the food that you eat. And then physical activity, which is anywhere from 20 to 30% generally of the energy that you consume. There's a formula in your notes to work out a BMR for a particular client, but in some of the programs we will often just use a calorie level of 1500 for women and 2000 calories for men. Note that if a particular person doesn't exercise on a particular day, then that calorie target would be less. That is 1200 for women and 1600 for men. Note also that calorie restriction without exercise may lead to greater fat storage, as exercise will help maintain your metabolism. So how much do you really need to eat? If you want, so basically 7,700 calories equals 1 kilogram. So for you to lose 1 kilogram of fat, you need a deficit of 7,700 calories. We recommend that a person aims for a deficit of 500 to 1,000 calories per day. Note that 550 calories will equal half a kilogram lost in a week. That target may increase if somebody is grossly overweight. So let's say they're 120, 130 kilograms or more, then you could expect that they could have a greater calorie deficit. Note that the minimum calorie intake should be 1200 calories for women and 1600 calories for men. Once you've established what your calorie target is, then it's about looking at the macronutrient breakdown. Now, as I said previously, we are about optimal performance. From a weight loss point of view, you could consume your 1200 calories simply in McDonald's or even beer. You would still lose weight if you restricted yourself to 1200 calories for a woman or 1600 calories for a man, no matter what you eat. It is important that we focus on optimal performance. That is creating an ideal macronutrient breakdown to get the weight loss results that we want, but also create a healthy body. Ideally for weight loss, we're aiming for 1.05 grams per kilogram of body weight in protein. So for a 70 kilogram person, that would equal 73.5 grams of protein. For fat, we're aiming for between 20 to 30% of your overall calorie intake. So if you base it on 25%, for that same 70 kilogram, if you're looking at a 1500 calorie diet, then that would be 375 calories made up of fat. And the remainder of your calorie intake would come from carbohydrates. Portion sizes. A key to long-term maintenance of a healthy eating plan is balance and variety. Your diet ideally should look like including 2 serves of fruit and 5 serves of vegetable per day, 1 serving of meat, fish or poultry, or some protein alternative, 2 servings of dairy, 4 servings of bread, cereals, pasta, rice, etc., and 0.033% of your body weight in water. And we'll discuss that a little bit later. The amount of water that you need not only depends on your body size, but also the environmental conditions and exercise performed. But once again, we'll discuss that in greater depth later. Looking at a standard portion size, you can see there for fruit, it's about the size of a tennis ball, or fruit juice would be half a cup. For a protein source, then you're looking at the size of the palm of your hand. That is not only the size, but the thickness of your palm. For salad there, you've got 1 cup. For vegetables, half a cup or a potato. Bread, you're looking at 2 slices or a small roll. You've got milk there, which is equivalent to 200 grams or 1 glass. So 200 grams of yogurt, etc., or 1 glass of milk. 1 serving of cheese is equivalent to the size of 6 dice. And cereal would be 1 1/3 cup. Porridge, 1 cup. Muesli, half a cup. And for pasta, rice, etc., that would be 1 cup. How often should you eat in a day? A lot of people say you should be eating 4, 5, 6 times a day. It really does not matter. You can eat your whole calorie target in 1 meal if you so desire. It makes no difference to your weight loss. However, for most people, it's hard to maintain or deal with hormones when they only eat once or twice a day. It's far easier to regulate your hormones, that is, especially leptin and ghrelin, when you are eating consistently throughout the day. We will discuss hormones a little bit later, but consuming frequent meals can assist with your appetite regulation. This will also help you to eat smaller meals at your main meals. For example, you could divide your lunch in half, eating half for lunch and half during the afternoon. As a general rule, listen to your body. It will tell you when to eat again. I mean, really listen to your body, not your head. When it comes to food, many people confuse cravings with hunger. One is a want, the other is a need. If you eat a 600 calorie piece of chocolate cake at 11 a.m., your body is not going to need a preset 12:30 lunch. Also note that thirst does not equal hunger. Often we feel thirsty and we satisfy that thirst with eating. Have a glass of water first, and then just to ensure that you are not thirsty as opposed to hungry. Also, it is important that you adjust your calorie intake according to your activity levels. So if you do exercise on a particular day, then you can have your 1500 calories. If you don't exercise, that should be 1200 calories. And that is for women. For men, if you exercise on a particular day, it's 2000 calories. If you don't exercise, then just 1600 calories. We mentioned hormones before. There are 4 main hormones that are instrumental in helping with weight loss. They are insulin, glucagon, leptin, and ghrelin. Insulin is a storage and transport hormone. So basically, if you have an excess of blood sugar, then insulin will be released and take that excess blood sugar and store it as fat. Glucagon does the opposite. If there is a need for extra blood sugar, then it will be released and stimulate an increase in blood concentration of glucose back into the bloodstream. Leptin is an appetite suppressant and increases as you eat. Ghrelin increases after a meal until you eat again. So as you can see, if you're not eating consistently, leptin and ghrelin can build up or decrease accordingly to encourage you to eat again. So it's far easier for most people to eat consistently, that is every 3 to 4 hours a day. But you don't have to. If you're content to have your entire calorie intake or 1 or 2 or 3 meals, then that also is fine. Some people have thyroid problems, which can make it difficult to lose weight. But the amount of people with a thyroid problem are very, very small percentage of people. It's the same things, people using it as an excuse that they're not at a healthy weight. It's the same as some people saying that they're big boned. It really is just an excuse for most people that might use that who are overweight.